Welcome with a new episode of the Market Reporters, this time from our podcast studio. And today we are going to talk about IT sector. And I think we're going to talk, and we have a different angle, but we are going to talk about two smaller, interesting IT companies. And I'm not going to say if they're good or not, but I think we have a general conclusion.
Yes, I think we have.
And they were both in the news this week, and this is something going on. So, Martin, will you start?
Yes. I will start, and maybe I wanna rectify you a little bit because you said smaller companies, but the company I'm going to talk about has a market valuation at this moment of 210 billion, which I don't think is
smaller than Nvidia.
It's smaller than Nvidia, yes, but still it's quite a big company. Company I'm talking about is Adobe. Adobe is a company, I think everybody knows it. If you receive a PDF, whether it's an invoice or something or a policy for your insurance or whatever, mainly it's in PDF. Company was founded in 1982, and there were two guys, John Warnock and Charles Geschke, that were the initiators of it. They both worked for Xerox, so they knew something about printing. And the first product they brought out was actually the software that made it possible to send from your computer a document to print to the laser printers at that time. 1993, the portable document format was found out, which is the nowadays PDF. It's a company with a lot of history, a lot of things were going on. It's basically, if you want to know why PDF is what it is, it's a manner to basically have a document in a software that is completely independent. So you can use it on a Mac, you can use it on a Linux, you can use it on a Windows computer. So it's a completely independent software that secures the information inside that document. Company, like I said, had a lot of history, had some fights, big fights in 2010 with Apple. Steve Jobs, he said, your company is not very secure, basically what you're offering. And Adobe said, no, you're basically trying to they put us in a bad light, to say it like that, because you want to keep everything in iOS. Well, I think Steve Jobs in the end was right. In 2013, Adobe had a massive, huge security breach. So for the information, 150 million records were on the street from customers, and they could be downloaded. So invoices, whatever, any reliable information was on the street. Big problem for Adobe. And again, this year, not a big headline, 2024, the U.S. Federal Trade Commission and the U.S. Department of Justice, they filed a lawsuit. There's no verdict of that yet, about the subscription business. They say that it's manipulative. They force people to get more expensive abonnementen? Subscriptions. And that is basically...
But that's the whole world.
I think it's a bit... I mean, Netflix is raising the prices also every year with $1, and it's a business model. So I don't know why that should be wrong, but apparently they are doing something wrong. So if we look at it from a fundamental perspective, Adobe is a company, like I said, 210 billion on the stock market. The price at this moment is $475. The assets, so how much do they have on the balance sheet, is like 30 billion, and they have about 6 billion of debt. Price earnings around, in this case, what is it? 45, so not a really cheap company.
That's really expensive.
Yeah, it's really 45? Expensive. It's very inflated, and that's also why the stock price yesterday went down so much. And I think that's the main issue that as well Casper as myself want to highlight today. So they have a lot of trouble with basically the monetization of the AI product. So they brought out a product which is Firefly. Firefly is like for when you have a business, you want to set prices, you want to do marketing campaigns. It's like an overall business consultant in a digital way, and they can't seem to get money out of that yet. And that is something that what Wall Street, or basically I'm saying Wall Street, what the market is looking at this moment pretty heavily is when you bring out some AI tool and you're not able to generate money with it, you get punished. And yesterday Adobe was punished with 14% on the stock market. There's another small point here, maybe a big point in the future. They have liabilities of 9.6 billion, so 10 billion for this year, and on the longer term, around 6 billion. So in total, liabilities of around 16 billion. They have cash of 7.5, and they have some receivables, so things, money that has to come in the future, of 2 billion. So that means there's basically a gap of 6 billion that they have to cover from somewhere else. The market is not extremely worried about it, but they say this is something to look out for because, they have a little bit too much liabilities compared to the cash they have and to what they're going to earn.
And if they have to refinance, they have to pay probably a little
Maybe
bit higher interest.
Higher interest.
Yeah.
So that's something that they were also not so happy with. So Adobe, I think they will be fine. It's a company that's been around for a very long time. Of course, they still have the PDF. They have all the Photoshop, which is used by everybody. But they are a little bit in a
But also the
difficult
PDF,
time.
that's free.
It's free, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do have the data behind it, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know. Difficult.
Another company also from the IT sector, and I make directly a sidestep to one of the competitors, a little bit maybe because it's more well known, and it's Zoom.
Yeah.
And Zoom was really popular, still is, but it was extremely popular during COVID because everybody was Zooming at that moment. And that's what is Zoom. It's a program where you can have, through interface to your computer, you can have a video conference. And the share price also was used a lot. The shares were used a lot for buying at that time because the share price went up to $600.
Yeah.
And now it's trading at $85. If you see the chart in the screen, then you see, wow, it came back a lot. And is it still an interesting company? After COVID, the share price didn't do a lot. So during COVID, it was also one of the popular companies.
Yes, absolutely.
It was
So,
in the news all the time. It is trading at a PE of 15, so you pay for the share 15 times the profit. But the outlook for the next 4 years is not good. It is expected that the profits stay the same. So that is Zoom. And then I go to the company that I wanted to talk about with you, and it's TeamViewer. A little bit less known. They have like 600,000 paying subscribers. We are one of the 600,000. It's a German company. And they have a similar product, but we use it mainly, that's their specialty, for if we are in contact with a client, you have a question about how does this work in the system, how can I make a chart, where can I find this report, then you download the same program, so it's TeamViewer, and we make a connection, and on your computer we can guide you and show you everything on your screen.
Yeah, and you don't have to pay, yeah? So we have a paid version. If you download it, you give us the number and the password, we can access your computer if you want, and you have to grant us access, and then we can help you.
And we use it on a daily basis.
On a daily basis.
And what do we pay on a yearly basis? The subscription fee, it's around 300 something.
Yeah, and we only have one user.
we share.
We share.
So they have a good business model because they have a subscription model, 600,000. They were trading during COVID around 50 euros. They're now trading at 10.5,
It's
so
really
they
not
made
a
the
lot,
same
Casper.
kind of decline.
It's not a lot. 600,000 is not a lot.
No, it's not a lot.
It's a worldwide program. You talk about how many people the
Exactly, yeah. And
Scary.
if you look at the price earning, it's lower than Zoom, so that's 15. That was 15, this is 11. The outlook is much better because the earnings per share for this year is estimated at around 90 cents. That's why you have the price earning of 11. And it's expected that in the next 4 years, the price earning goes up to €1.30. So then you are on a price earning or 8, and then it's quite interesting.
Absolutely.
But
yeah.
I say a big but because I think that there are competitors around the corner, and one of them is a company that and they use to monetize things, and that's Microsoft.
Yeah.
Most of the viewers use Microsoft, and they have a similar program that's called Microsoft Remote Desktop, and it is similar to TeamViewer. It's not that advanced, but it's for free. So all the Microsoft users can use that for free. The thing is that what I said, it's less advanced, and it's also you can only use it when you have Microsoft. So if one of our clients is using Apple,
you know, it's like David versus Goliath. No?
Yeah. So I think they had good figures in November, 8% revenues growth. What is it? The EBITDA went up with 15%, the margin of 48%. But I think that the market's really positive about what I said. The proper share goes up to 130, but I don't believe it. I think that companies like Microsoft and maybe Apple you were talking about, probably they will come up with the same
Alternative, yeah.
and
Or
they have
something.
already the client.
They have the client, yeah. They have the software.
They are so powerful. So I think they bought a company together with another an investment company this week. The market didn't like it. It went down on Thursday with 7% because they said, no, yeah, they pay too much for it, and they don't have money anymore to buy back shares. So I think that TeamViewer, it's a great program to use. It's not cheap, but I think those companies, Zoom and TeamViewer, they have challenges in the future.
Yeah, because also what new things are they going to bring up with?
Exactly. And that's with Adobe, they have a history of change management because it started in the 80s, was a completely different
Exactly,
company.
yeah.
And like Philips, they have such a history, Philips of course more than 100 years, to adapt to the new environments. And they do something that I think a lot of bigger companies can also do.
Exactly.
So,
Thank you for watching. Next week we're back before Christmas. Huh?
yes,
And then we're
give
going to
us
look
your
back,
thumb.
no? We're going to look back at the
We look
year.
back at the year, in a different way. Thank you for watching. Give us a thumb, subscribe. See you next week.